And what it does also is that it builds goodwill with people in the community. They know that you are this lawyer from this legal employer, whether you're with a firm or with a company, whatever. They start to associate you with, oh, yeah, they care about the community. They're not just here to profit. And so that becomes really important. That kind of outreach becomes important. I think that it's a win.
Mhm. I think it reminds you too that you're not just a lawyer.
Yes.
When you're surrounded by all lawyers all the time, all Bill Blowers, all judges, all this and that, you just get into this little echo chamber. And unfortunately, based on statistics you just gave, it's reflecting back a lot of negative, a lot of skepticism, a lot of anxiety, a lot of complaints. And then when you're in the community, now it's, oh, wow, you're a lawyer. Cool. Let's go do this. Let's go to this concert. Let's go talk about helping the kids. Let's do this. And those kinds of events are just like, oh, yeah, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a person who happens to practice the law.
Thank you. And let's tie that back to well-being.
Yes.
So this is where community is one of the most important predictors for good mental health. So you can be eating well, you can be out running or exercising, doing whatever you're doing. You can get to bed on time. If you don't have community, your well-being quotient is still going to be lower. Those people in those blue zones that are living into their hundreds, the common factor, the common denominator is community. And so developing community is so important. And then just having fun, doing something that is fun, that may be playful, that is a passion of yours. It's so important to, as you said, not just I am a lawyer, I am a human being who practices law, but I also have a life outside of that. And
Yes. Yes.
so many of us can't say that. And
Yeah.
I hear people say, but I love my job and I want to do it all the time. And it's not a burden to me. I want to do it. I want to work 7 days a week. And what I say is, you know what? I don't want to take any of that away from you, but ask yourself if you want to live a one-dimensional life, or would your life be richer if you added some things to what you already love, which is this one thing that you're doing? What if you could branch out and have another outlet? It actually might make your experience that you already love even richer.
Yes. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, that's really a trauma response. It's not a true
Yeah.
response.
Yeah,
It's trauma.
I
This idea I
agree.
have to work in order to earn my worth. And another a question I would ask them is, if you didn't have to work for a living, would you still do that?
Hmm.
Their answer would probably be no. Then it's not because of love, right?
Yeah.
If they didn't pay you, would you still show up? And I remember when I was young, people would say that, and I'm like, why would I show up if they didn't pay me? And then here I am doing Journey to Esquire for free. I don't get paid to do
There you
people.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and people are like, wait, you don't earn a salary? I'm like, no, we're a very tiny nonprofit. One day I hope that we can pay an executive director. But I really do this because I love it. I pour all these hours and money because I believe in it and the work that we do. And as we become a place that can hire someone, I don't take a salary right now. But I'm like, that's a living example of work that I am doing, even though I'm not getting paid. And that's how you know you'll enjoy it. And another benefit, there are professional benefits to the community outreach, because one thing I know when I talk to lawyers, they're like, oh, I'm going for this judge. I don't know them. I'm going here. I don't know what to expect. I'm like, oh, I know that judge. You do this, that, and the other. But if you go to these events, you will see the judge outside of the courtroom. They'll be less scary. You'll get to know their personality, and you'll get to know lawyers who can predict how that judge will respond.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, oh, they'll say this, that, and the other. They're like, how'd you know? I'm like, I know them. I've been in their courtroom. I know their law clerks. There is actual information and professional benefit to
Hmm.
being engaged, especially with the bar associations. And we're not saying you have to go to everything all the time, all right? You pick one thing, like you said, just
Yeah.
one hobby, one layer, one thing to get engaged in. Make it something you're already interested in, so it's not a burden and not another to-do thing on your to-do list. And then, of course, play and have fun. That can't be emphasized enough. I'm doing an event soon we do these things called Table for Eight with the local women's bar. And I said, let's do a paint and sip, like for lunch. I bought these itty bitty paintings. It comes with its own little paintbrush and everything. You'll have a whole little painting by the time you're done. We sip coffee, eat our food, and you get to be playful for an hour. And you're going to feel so good at the end of that, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what was happening that morning or what you have to look forward to in that afternoon. Just little things like that can make such a huge difference if you learn to make it a habit and incorporate it weekly, monthly, annually. So that's the goal. It's not to rearrange your entire life in order to have wellness be at the center. It's these small tweaks, mindset changes, and habits that can make a huge impact. And so, what
Yeah.
are some practical tools and resources that you have that you can offer? Of course, the Well Law app. You can talk a little more about the Well Law app and how people can get access to that and other tools.
Thank you. Since you mentioned the app, I'll just start there. The app is a comprehensive kind of toolbox of resources designed for law students and anyone in the legal profession. You don't have to be a practicing lawyer, a paralegal, caseworkers, judges, anyone in the legal profession. I have accountants who work in the legal field who have benefited. And there are talks on different wellness topics. There are activities that you can do. For instance, you might listen to a talk on effective communication, and then there's a little exercise that you can do to help identify your own communication style and how you can learn to adapt your communication and appreciate other people's communication styles. There are meditations, breathing exercises, yoga, affirmations. You even you can access content based on your mood. So what is your mood today? Oh, I feel like I'm really thriving today. And you click on that, and there is content that is geared toward thriving. Or maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're really struggling that day. And you click on that, and there's a video, 3 quick tips to manage overwhelm, a meditation on self-compassion, and things like that. And so there's content that that's meant to reach you in a lot of different ways. So that's the app. It's not available at the App Store. It's available through my company, which is well-law.com is the website, and you can go there and get all of the information. But the other thing is, even if you don't use an app or anything like that, cultivating some type of self-care, I don't even want to call it a regimen, some self-care practices in your life. That does not have to mean that you're sitting there in meditation. It can mean taking a walk in nature or taking a walk outside, even, in the city, just moving your body. It could be making sure that you are drinking enough water. It can be instead of going to bed at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, making an effort to get to bed at 11 o'clock at night or something like that, to make sure that you're getting 7 to 8 hours. It's uncontrovertible. There are so many studies that most adults need 7 to 8 hours. You are the rare person if you need something outside of that. And one thing that I teach my students is to, before you have an exam, before you give a presentation, simply take a moment, center yourself. This takes seconds. And pay attention to your breath. You don't even have to close your eyes. You can just stare at something and bring your attention to your breath and just feel yourself for just 3 full breaths in and out. Feel your breath going in and out of your body. And what you'll notice is by 15 seconds later, somehow your heart rate is just a little bit slower. You've calmed down a little bit because for those seconds, you have brought yourself into the present moment. We don't breathe in the future. We don't breathe in the past. We breathe in the present moment. And even seconds of being in the present moment has a cumulative effect for us. And so journaling is a practice that some people really resonate with. So find what works for you and incorporate that into your day, into your week, into your life, so that you have an outlet that's actually promoting good health for you and well-being.